What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. And the one thing you'll never get from me is bullshitting, or like the youngsters like to say, capping. I'm never going to cap. And a lot of people are. Dagger, you have always been an idiot, a con man, whatever you want to call it. I have reasons to go straight to harsher words, but I'll say this. Your lies show your true colors every time. I mean, it is not an opinion that UFL is broken. It is a fact. To say that this game is like it was at the initial release is an absolute joke. At the initial release, players weren't shooting finesse shots with the wrong foot. You line up to take a finesse shot with your left foot now, they take it with the right. You line up to take one with the right foot, they take it with the left. Not every time, but it wasn't in the initial release at all. At the initial release, players couldn't still do an L2 cross that the attacker can settle and shoot and score without the defenders being able to do anything because it's a glitch. At the initial release, there wasn't an L1 sprint glitch, which isn't supposed to be in the game, let me add, because it adds a gear that the defenders aren't able to handle. Meaning, if you have a 99 speed defender versus a 99 speed attacker, but the attacker has the ball, or even like an 85 speed attacker, but the attacker has the ball and they hold L1 and R2, they're going to blow right by that 99 speed defender because it's a glitch. That wasn't in the initial release. The spacing on defense that is still broken between the midfielders and the defenders, as well as the width being totally broken, the four defenders all standing within the width of the box, that wasn't in the initial release. The depth as well, none of that was in the initial release. There's so many things I could go on and on. The post hitting nonstop, right? There's no rhyme or reason. You could have 10 chances the exact same. 6 might hit the post, and then the other 4 go in. This right here, playing a ball to my striker, the pass connecting to the wrong player. I mean, look at this. Unbelievable. Who do you think I'm going for there? My striker, like every time, like the same way I just scored a goal, play into my striker, Endrick, who will then turn, play it to Son, who will fake shot, then shoot, and it's a guaranteed goal because it is every time, which is another problem, but we won't talk about that. Instead, it locks onto my central midfielder. And I'm pointing directly to Endrick. There's no reason why I'd want to go negative there and pass backwards. Yet, look what it does. Again, I could go on and on. The fact that you have a better chance of scoring a 40-yard finesse shot than a total breakaway because it might hit the post or the goalie makes that same exact animation save that he does 8 out of 10 times, and the other 2, exact same, for some reason, will go in the corner. It's just everything, I guess, is animation triggered. I don't know what it is. And then to say through balls are fixed, you seen there a good through ball? For every good through ball like that, you have 5 through balls that lock onto the defender and just go to the defender, or that you're trying to play into space and lock onto your player's feet, which in my opinion seems related to the reason why passes don't always go to the intended target, right? You play to your striker like that example I showed and it locks on your midfielder. I think that's the same thing with the through balls. It's something with the coding where some will go through as intended, the other ones, the pass lock will lock onto whatever player and it goes there. It's just nonsense, right? You still have glimpses and glimmers of hope, but let's stop the capping, stop the bullshitting. The game is broken. It is worse off, a million times worse off than it was at initial release, because every time Strikers has tried to patch up certain things, they make it worse. That's just the truth. It is not an opinion. You can go into games and see this for yourself. It doesn't take very many games to see this. So if you're saying the game is like it was at initial release, or man, it's a great game now, it's fixed now, you're either lying or you just aren't as good at seeing things. You don't know football as well, you don't know football games as well, which that part, that's fine. I'll accept that part. If you're more of a newbie to football gaming, or you're just ignorant to like the nuances of it or the details of how to tell if a game's good or not, or if it's fixed or not, that's fine. You only know what you know. But to sit out here as a content creator or something like that and try to, or even a commenter, and act like you know the game and to try to blatantly lie and say that it's fixed. I mean, even the fact that you're still first time receiving shots and floating to score goals, and that's considered acceptable. That wasn't considered a glitch that was removed. Go back and watch what a highlight looks like when you do that receive that I just did. This one right here. I mean, look at this, guys. This is what UFL considers acceptable. That is what this game accepts as a normal way, the most powerful way to beat a defender. That is insanity. This has been left in the game since the beginning. So there you go. I'll admit that's been in their game since the beginning, but it's just another reason to say it's broken, not fixed. All the rest of the stuff saying, oh, it's better off, or saying, oh, the game's fixed, period, it's just cap. It's nonsense. And it's why you're left with players like this. Charlie Gamer, 5250, is the exact players that are infesting UFL because all of these things are still broken and because they can lack skill in football gaming and still find success. This, as you see, was the possession percentage. He had one shot on target the entire game, which you see here. If you go through and you can play back and look, he had an entire 91 rated team, the Ronaldos, the Haalands, the Mbappes. You see my starter team. You guys all know what it is. You can go through and see the players I had. And he's sitting back right from the start of the game, trying to just speed boost with his one player if he ever got the ball with either Haaland or Ronaldo, and he gets destroyed the entire game with somebody playing football. Now, when I took this lead here 2-1, I could have easily just kept the ball like he was doing from the start to try to get a 0-0 tie, and instead I kept trying to play and would have had a third goal if what you saw on that previous example, the pass would have went to the right target. It gets to Endrick to Son, I score again just like I just had. But instead, what happens? The ball goes to the wrong target. He then does his L1, R2 speed boost and goes down and ties it. 2 shots the entire game. His first one didn't come to the 64th minute. Compared to my 6 shots and 70% possession with a far inferior team, and I never sat back. He's got a max out 91 rated team against a mid-level team at best. You've seen my players, and he's sitting all the way back and trying to do an exploit. That's the type of players. Charlie Gamer obviously is a loser. Who would waste their time doing that? Well, this guy. But unfortunately, they do exist. And the reason why they are so prevalent in UFL is because of all these broken things. Because this game is not like it was at the initial release. Because this game has gotten worse. That is just the truth. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, whether it sounds nice or not. The bottom line is it's true. Any person who is going to sit there and put time into trying to use an exploit, who's going to have literally the best team you can possibly have in the game, and sit back for 2 shots the entire game against an 80-rated Ramazani at winger and Adama Traore, and, literally you have Haaland, Mbappe, Darwin Nunez, Van Dijk, I can't remember who else. It was all 91 rated. You can scroll through and see the names at the bottom, comparing his team to my team, and see that possession, see the shots, see the fact that 2 shots were taken the whole time by him. And that's what he's spending his time doing. And then multiply that by the few hundred, few thousand players that are left even playing this game. That's why UFL is broken. Because you add all this stuff up and you have a game that nobody in their right mind wants to play. Because it's just, again, rage-inducing. I sat there this weekend and played FC Champs. It was the worst lag ever because they have a terrible server issue. And I still would choose that 100 times out of 100 over playing a no-skill-based nonsense game full of rats because it is a no-skill-based game because of all the exploits in UFL. Again, this is just true. I'm not going to cap because it sounds like I'm being more positive. I'm not going to lie to the people watching these videos because at the end of the day, you can turn the game on, and if you don't see it right away, you will eventually see it. I can tell you there's several commenters that maybe they have a good run, 1, 2, 3 games. Maybe the opponent they played, they beat so bad they couldn't tell. But then it comes out, and then players like Dagger look like idiots because they were just trying to lie to their viewers, maybe because they don't want players to quit the game because it means even less viewers for a crashing channel. I don't know what it is, but I just hate bullshitters. I hate nonsense, and I had to make this video because it's just a bunch of cap. It's a bunch of bullshit. Same with strikers or anybody trying to cover up the fact that they failed again. It's just true. I don't want it to be true, but facts are facts, whether it sounds nice or not, right? So I'm leaving, UFL to the Charlie Gamers of the world because it's not going to last. There's just no skill in it, period. Every once in a while I'll turn it on and play just because I have some time and because I have people that follow this channel that still play, but it's only, a matter of time before, these people who have good intentions, who want to play proper football, go to a game where you can play proper football because they are out there. So that's that. Keep grinding, keep having fun. I just need to set the record straight because this nonsense bullshitting is driving me crazy. So see you on the next one. Peace.